Alright viewers, listen up. If I'm going out, I'm going out right. My name's Clayton, and for today's live show, I have something a bit different. Looking back at all my past episodes, it's easy to see that I like to keep it fairly even balanced between Marvel and DC. Of course, there are a few outliers like Rorschach, which wasn't originally made by DC, same with Shazam, but they would be later picked up by them, so I'm counting it. My point is, whether you read comics or you just watch the movies, you know that DC and Marvel are the main stars. You've seen the Avengers and Justice League movies. We've watched the countless reboots of the same hero but with different actors. How many times you gotta kill Martha and Unky Ben on the big screen until people just refuse to audition for those roles? Iron Man, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, we all know them, so why am I pestering you? Because I'm here to tell you there is more out there. So much more, and you probably know more than you think you do. The corporate giants of Disney and Warner Bros. May make it look like there are only ever two companies to choose from, but let's look at what else there really is out there. It's time for a mashup episode. Let's start with some of the standouts that you may already be a little familiar with. First, we have Hellboy. Hellboy was first created by Mike Mignola in 1993 for the comic San Diego Comic-Con Comics number 2. Originally, he just started out as a sketch of a demon man with the name Hellboy on his belt. Mignola liked the name of the character so much, he decided to further its creation into its own story. Hellboy, real name Anung Rama, is a half-demon that was summoned from hell by Nazis during World War II. Thankfully for us, the Allies found him, and he was raised in the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. Hellboy has an iconic look with his filed horns, hoofed feet, and tail, but most importantly, his right hand. This hand is the right hand of Doom, replacing his real hand while he was still a kid. This stone hand is said to be a catalyst that will bring upon Ragnarok. Hellboy, like many comic book heroes, is incredibly strong and has enhanced healing. Along with this, he is also able to speak any ancient or magical language, and he can't be burned. The Hellboy comics provide a wide range of incredibly interesting characters, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out some of his past films from that have come out. The 2019 movie that was just released hasn't received great reviews, but I'll still be sure to see it just to get another chance to see this amazing character on the silver screen. Next, we have Spawn, another fairly dark character. First published by Image Comics and created by Todd McFarlane, Spawn is a character that was constantly appearing in magazines' lists of best comic book characters of all time. Al Simmons, alter ego of Spawn, was a US Marine that was promoted to the CIA and soon after killed. He was then sent to Hell, where he would make a deal with an evil being. He would get another shot at life, but under the rule of Hell. Spawn would go on to fight crime and whatever Hell would task him with, becoming an anti-hero. His character would evolve with his powers growing and him learning that he is really in a constant battle between heaven and hell. Spawn is an incredibly complex character with really deep stories. Easily recognizable, be sure to read one of his stories if you ever get the chance. Lastly, let's look at the character Invincible. Made by Image Comics in 2003, Invincible is the son of an alien that obtained incredible strength and the ability to fly. Invincible is just a teenager on Earth when he discovers these powers and that he was sent there to protect humanity. He later teams up with several other kids that all have hero-like abilities, and they go through adventures much like the Young Justice series. Invincible's powers continue to grow and develop as he learns more about them, gaining enhanced speed, healing, and minor invincibility. I know, with the name you'd think it'd be his catch-all, but he's getting there, alright? These things take time. Invincible goes through some conflicts dealing with time resetting and communications with the future. Invincible is another character with hundreds of high-praised stories. Marvel and DC may own the top 99% of the comic book industry, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other great characters or publishing companies out there. I highly recommend looking into Dark Horse Comics if you're into darker heroes or stories like I am, or Image Comics or Variant Comics to see a large breadth of teams and characters all with unique stories. The art alone in some of these comics is a great reason to look into them. Well viewers, it looks like that's my time. My name is Clayton, and it's been an honor to discuss comic books with you for the past year. If you have any comic books that you love but aren't made by DC or Marvel, be sure to let me know by tweeting at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag ComicTherapy. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the live show. And now, even though I don't like doing it, I will stand still for the transition.